Today, I'm going to be sharing 15 of my best tips and tricks to thrift shopping. So without further ado, let's get thrifty. Hey guys, welcome back to my weekly show, Nifty Thrifty. I'm gonna get right into this video with tip number one. Tip number one is to go into thrift shopping with a very open mind. Along with being very open-minded, it can help also to kind of have an idea of what you're wanting to go there for. I have started making a Pinterest board with all my fashion inspiration, and that's helped a lot actually because I have like a couple things in the back of my mind that I'm looking for, but I keep an open mind as well when I'm looking at certain items because some items can be made beautiful out of nothing really special. Tip number two is to always look for the sale of the week or the month depending on where you're at. I know with Goodwill they do have a new color every single week that is on sale, which means it's 50% off its original price. So it is always good to look for something posted in the front of the store to see if you can get some better deals. Tip number three is to look for the carts that they push out. That is all the new stuff that they just took out of the back. So sometimes you can grab some super awesome things there because nobody's really sifted through it. So I always look at those carts pretty much first when I walk in. Okay, tip number four, it's to look by the dressing rooms. I know not all thrift stores have dressing rooms, but if they do, they'll sometimes have a rack or just right outside the dressing room is a great place to look because at the thrift store, you find a lot of cute things, but they might not just fit you. So I've found some super cute things going outside the dressing rooms and looking at those racks. Okay, so tip number five has to do with denim. So I know at my local thrift stores, the denim racks can be the most overwhelming because there's just racks and racks and racks of just jeans. And so what I have found is the most helpful is kind of just scanning through each rack and looking for the certain kind of denim wash that you typically like. I have found that to be the most helpful rather than just going through each pair of jeans. Also look at the size because I don't know why, but the thrift stores, the cutest jeans are always like size 35s and it's very sad. The other thing to keep in mind when you're looking at denim is that you can always make them shorter. So sometimes you can find super long jeans if you're kind of short like I am. Some jeans can be too long, but what my favorite thing to do is to cut them into capris or even crop them into shorts. Tip number six kind of also goes along with tip number five, but if there's not a dressing room in your local thrift store, no need to fret when it comes to jeans. I have found the greatest life hack that you can actually take the jeans and put them around your neck, and if they fit around your neck, they will most likely fit around your waist. This works for me probably like 90% of the time. It might fit around your waist, but sometimes they just don't fit me in the thighs. So you should still take into consideration what size those jeans are, but that is a great thing to just put around your neck and see if they will fit your waist. Tip number seven is to scan the shirt aisles for colors or patterns that you typically like. I know the other very overwhelming racks can be shirts because you have the short sleeves, you have the long sleeves, the tank tops, the sweaters, the jackets. There's so much to look at. And so what I usually do is I kind of thumb through and look for either colors I typically like to wear or cute patterns. I know at this Goodwill I found some super cute like cheetah print shirts and a floral dress, and so you can always find cute patterns or cute colors when you just kind of scan through. You don't really have to go through one by one because that can take a very long time. And so that is something that I have done, and I have found the cutest things just by looking kind of quickly through the shirts, the jackets, that kind of thing. Tip number 8, this might sound kind of funny. Nolan kind of raised an eyebrow at me when I said this, but just hear me out. So you can always look at the nighttime kind of section for silky tank tops or shirts. I know those are super in style right now. I have a couple pinned on my Pinterest board. So recently I've been making an effort to look in that section because you can actually find some cute silky tank tops. I found some cute ones at a Goodwill previous to filming this video, and I didn't pick them up. They had some like lace that kind of looked like nighttime kind of stuff, but I do know you can find some cute things back there, so it's always worth a wander back to the nighttime section. Tip number 9 has to do with the dresses. I am very picky when it comes to what dresses I like to get from the thrift store. I don't like super long maxi dresses, and I also don't like super short dresses. So something I usually do when I look is, obviously I'm looking for the patterns that I like. I like floral dresses, and so I'm always kind of keeping in mind looking at what patterns I like. But another thing you can do if you don't want to thumb through the dresses is kind of look at the lengths. Usually if they're not too crammed in, you can kind of see where each of the dress hems lie, and you can kind of base which dresses you pull out to look on that. So those are the two things I do. I look for patterns and I look for the length of the dresses. Tip number 10 is my favorite section of the whole thrift store, and that is the home decor section. Usually I look for baskets, frames, bases, jars, wood bowls, anything kind of in that arena of things. I got some super cute home decor items that I am very excited to use on a couple shelves that I have over here to decorate with. And if you guys are interested in what I got, I'm going to be posting a video next week on everything I got from this Goodwill haul that you guys have been seeing me shopping at for this tips video. So I won't give a spoiler alert for that one, but I definitely would tune in next week to that because I got some super cute home decor items. Tip number 11 is not for everybody, but for me, I like decorating with books, and so sometimes you don't want to go out and buy cute looking books. It can be very hard and very expensive. So a tip that I have for you guys is to look at the inside covers of the books that have paper covers, if that makes sense. There's like a paper cover over a hardcover, and so if you can find a white inside cover in like a semi-light colored book, those can be really cute to turn the paper inside out, and then you just look like you have a white book on your shelf. So keep that in mind. Tip number 12 is very silly, and it definitely does not apply to everybody, but if you can get away with it, I would definitely go look in the kids section of the thrift store. I actually own, I think, 2 or 3 pairs of kids jeans, which sounds hilarious, but they fit me great in the waist. So if you can get away with it, I would definitely recommend going to the little kids section to look for some jeans, because the boys section can have some very cute Levi's that fit you great in the waist. Tip number 13 is to always check your clothes for any kind of stains or marks or anything of that kind of sort. I always hold my clothes up with the light facing on them to see, because sometimes they can be sneaky little stains that you don't realize till you get home and there's better lighting. But I would definitely recommend looking for that kind of stuff before you leave the thrift store, and definitely before you purchase it. Tip number 14 is the men's section. I have found some of the comfiest sweatshirts and oversized t-shirts from the men's section, so definitely don't count it as a loss to not go over there, because you can definitely find some cute stuff over in the men's section. And always keep in mind that if they are super long, you can always crop them and make them super cute nighttime crop shirts, or just comfy everyday kind of stuff, whatever you want it to be. You can also find some cute graphic tees over there that aren't really in the women's section. Tip number 15 is more of a trick to thrift shopping. I always, when I get home, it's DIY time. I will crop the shirts or the sweatshirts or the pants or whatever I got to DIY. This skirt fits really nice. It's just too long, so I think what I could do is cut it where I wanted it and distress it like it's already distressed right here. So I think I'm gonna get it and take the chance of cutting it. I will usually do that right away when I get home, and then, because usually you have to throw them in the wash with all your other clothes that you just got. So sometimes you might want to paint a pot or restain a frame or whatever. So I definitely would keep that in mind when you're going to the thrift store, that you can always kind of thrift flip items that aren't exactly what you want, but almost there. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. If you guys have any tips, please leave them in the comments, or if this video was helpful for you, please let me know which tips just sparked your inspiration for your next thrifting trip. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!